Hey, I'm Destiny. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And on my channel, we cover topics pertaining to entrepreneurship, business, and side hustles. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your business cards with Canva. This step-by-step tutorial is very beginner friendly, so I'm going to be showing you how to make some cute little cards, so stay tuned. Of course, I like to start off with going to Google and searching Canva, and I select the second option. And once the website loads, you can see I'm already signed in, and I'm going to go ahead and search business cards. And as you can see, I already typed it in. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And then we're just going to take a brief look at the different business card options that they have on here, which they do have some cute ones. So if you do want to start off with a template, that's completely up to you. And I like to start off with a blank canvas. And as you know, my brand colors are white, black, and green. So I typically like to start with one of those colors. And today I'm going to start with green and do my signature money background. Which that green might be a little bit too harsh for a business card, but we're going to go ahead and see how it looks anyway. So we're going to go ahead and search for the money. And as you can see, I went to the element section to search for the money. We're going to scroll down to see the one that I always use. Oh, there it is. And what I'm going to do is expand it by the corners to cover the full page. And then we're going to go to the transparency. We're going to soften that up a little bit. And I typically choose 40, but we're going to go a little bit lighter on this since it is for a business card, which I kind of think this is a little too harsh. So we're going to try white. And let's brighten it up a little bit. We'll change the transparency. Flush that out a little bit. And I do want these to pop a little bit more. So what I'm going to end up doing is adding some gold to this one. So I'm actually going to go to elements and type in gold. See what different shapes they have. Because I want a gold line to go along the bottom of it. I think I like this one. So let's go ahead and see how this looks. Oh, and this looks like it might be freezing up a little bit. And usually when these freeze up a little bit, what you can do is go ahead and refresh the page. And that'll normally work to fix that problem for you. Yeah, as you can see, it's acting a little wacky. So we're going to go ahead and refresh the page. Get that back going. Now let's go get our gold again. Back to elements. Recently used. And we're going to line that along the bottom. So we are going to stretch it from side to side. Then drop it all the way down. And since it's a business card, I'm going to give this at the bottom a little bit more space just in case it has to get cropped when we get them printed out. And one of the things that I do love for this business card is I'm going to add the QR code. So the QR code makes it so if, let's say, you save this business card, you can save it to your phone. And then when you're out in public, you can just have people scan that QR code. So I'm just creating a background for our QR code that we're going to create. So I like to have this gold layer, and then I'm probably going to add a green and then a white to make it pop. Now let's go ahead and slide up and grab a square. But you can already see it in the lines and shape section. And then we're going to make that around this shape, of course, on the inside of it. Okay, and then drop it down a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and change the color. And there we have it. Now we're going to go to the logo. We're going to add my logo on here. And I'm going to add that on the right side. Play around with it a little bit. And I'm playing with the transparency just to see how bold we can get the background to look, but not too bold. So let's go ahead and make our QR code, which I'm going to have mine going directly to my website, which is iamdestinyadams.com. And if you have a links page, that'll be perfect to have your QR code going there as well. Then we're going to go ahead and put it in the middle. And I'm going to add a white background for it. Because I know sometimes when you have that color background like that, that's too close to the QR code, sometimes it's hard to read. So we're going to go ahead and add the white background for some protection. Make sure our code is working to perfection. Okay, position, backward, and there we have it. Now we can center it. And then make our QR code a little bit bigger to match the white background. And I'm actually going to go ahead and adjust it because one of the things that I want to put at the bottom is scan this link so then they know that when they scan it, it's going to go directly to my website. So we're just going to edit this a little bit just to make it look a little bit more clean and polished. And then we're going to go ahead and add our writing to it. So we're going to go ahead and go over to text. And as you can see, it has my 3 fonts that I normally use. And if you've already added the fonts for your brand, they're going to show up in that section as well. If not, you can see where it says Kiona, and then you can type in the font that you normally use. So I'm going to use Scan to Visit, which I don't think I like this font. So I'm going to actually end up changing this font to, what is it, the Times New Roman, I believe. Yeah, it's still not working for me. Okay, so I do actually have the main canvas one. Now we're just going to adjust and center. And add www.iamdestinyadams.com. I'm going to make that all caps and then adjust and center that. And I'm going to actually make this one white. And then we're going to stretch it along the bottom so it lines up with the scan to visit. I take a little bit of playing along with. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some gold boxes to go along. So the gold boxes that I'm going to have, that is where we're going to put our information. So our information could be anything. Well, it's basically going to be depending on your brand information for your website, your phone number, your email. For me, my YouTube. So I'm going to need I like to do 3 boxes. So I'm going to try and get 3 boxes to fit. And sometimes this can get a little tricky because you have to actually line up the boxes to fit perfectly on the card. And that takes a little bit of playing around with. Now we're going to duplicate it. So now we have our 3 boxes. And this comes to tricky part, which I'm going to probably speed this portion up just to show you like how it can look. So now what I'm going to end up doing is adding some green boxes to go inside of those, which I kind of think the green looks a little bold. So I'm going to actually end up trying to make it white. Let's adjust these first. There we go. And then now from here, I'm going to go ahead and make this white. And then after I make it white, I'm going to go ahead and add it to the other 3 boxes. Well, other 2 boxes. See how that gold outline gives it an extra pop? Now we're going to duplicate. And once we get those duplicated, what I'm actually going to end up doing is grabbing a circle. You know, I got to first see if we can make that background a little bit bolder. But then I'm going to add the little circles that in these circles, we're going to put our phone number, our email, our website. So you'll just grab a plain circle, depending on what color you want, which, you know, for my brand, we got to start with green. So you'll get that circle and that square, and then you're going to adjust it to make sure it actually fits in there. It's a good size. And then once you get a good size, we're going to go ahead and duplicate them. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is just a telephone. And you can pick any one. I'm going to pick the green one because I know you can change the color on that one. You know what? I actually think I'm going to change those circles to black and then have the green elements on the inside of them. So let's slide this phone over, change this black, and then we're going to change that green to a green that matches our brand color. And do it for the same. And you can see at the bottom it says change all, where if you don't want to click on one by one, you can select change all. Okay, now let's readjust the size of our phone. We'll change it to our brand color first and then readjust the size of our phone to fit inside of that little circle. Next thing we're going to go ahead and find is our email. Sorry, my computer is glitching a little bit, but bear with me. So we're going to select one, and this one, the color changer is not popping up, so we're going to have to choose a different one because we want to be able to change the color to our green color. Well, let's try that gray one. Oh, as you can see, the color box did pop up, and now we're going to go ahead and change it to green. And then for that last box, I'm going to actually do my YouTube channel. And we're going to select one that we can change the colors on. So let's try this one. So we're going to have to make it green. And then you see how next to the, well, now green at the top, it has a white box. And we're going to make that black. So once we put it in our circle, it can have the inside of that triangle be, well, play button, be black. And another thing that I noticed that I'm going to actually end up changing on this one is I'm going to take out that phone number, and I'm actually going to put my website, since I don't have a direct line that people can contact me on. I'm going to end up using my website. So it's going to have my website, my email, and then my YouTube, which is usually how people contact me. Let's move the mail up and then find something for a website. And like any of the other ones, we want to make sure that we choose a website one that we are able to change the color on, since we've been changing everything to our green color. As you can see, the computer is still glitching a little bit. There we go. Now let's add this to our circle, readjust the size to make it a little bit more perfect. No, I don't like that. Now the next step we're going to do is end up adding our email address, which we're just going to add text. So we're going to add our email address, then I'm going to put in my website, and then I'm going to put in my YouTube name. And the key to this portion to make it look perfect is you want to try and add it so it fits in a box perfectly using the same font and size for each of the boxes. Let's type in my website. And then the trend that I normally do is I make everything capitalized. That looks like a good size for us. Now we're going to center it. And then duplicate. Put www dot. And the YouTube one is going to be a little tricky because I'm either going to try and add my name to see how that looks, or try and add youtube.com backslash Dusty Adams. So we're going to see which one fits or which one looks the best. Kind of like that, but not sure. But you guys get what we're doing here. So once we have this all figured out, we're gonna end up, like, I'm gonna probably end up making it smaller, like making everything smaller, so that way if we have to crop anything, because right now it's too close to the edges. So I'm gonna go ahead and play around with that, play around with my logo a little bit, and I'm gonna speed up the process for you. That way y'all not stuck here with me. And the next thing we're going to do is add what we do in that gold space at the bottom. So we're going to add some text. So for me, I typically put business consulting, content creation, and influencer. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to put that at the bottom. And it's actually going to take some adjusting to make sure it all fits. I'm going to make it all capitalized, and I'm going to change it white, and then we're going to stretch it along the bottom. But we don't want it to go all the way to the end, just in case some of that gets cut off when we get it printed. So we're just going to stop it just close enough. So there we go. And now we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And this part can be a little bit tricky, but what you want to end up doing is just playing with it. And I'm going to actually speed up this process so we don't have a full 30-minute video of just me editing stuff, trying to readjust. So yeah, just a moment. And like most business cards, we're going to go ahead and add a second page. And on this page, which is your back page, I usually like to do something simple and cute, which I'm going to add just a photo of me and just with my money green background and add my logo to it. Sometimes these pages can get a little tricky, especially on Canva, because I want mine to be a picture of me, the standing up picture. Or, no, I don't like that one. So yeah, so I'm going to do the standing up picture, and I'm going to have to make it sideways. So I know it's sideways when it's at the 90-degree angle. So I'm going to go ahead and select the picture, erase the background. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and add our money background, like we always do. And let's expand it to all the corners. And for this one, we're going to have to, well, we're going to do the transparency. Get about right there. For this one, what we're going to have to do is select position and then select backward. So that way it's going to bring our image back to the front. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and rotate it. Get it at that 90-degree angle. And let's enlarge it. And then we're going to go ahead and add the logo. Simple enough, right? Get our logo twisted at a 90-degree angle. And perfect. Now let's slide it up. Just the size. And there you have it. Now what we're going to end up doing is, that's the front of our card, and then we have the back. Now we're going to save it. There we go. So thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have any comments, drop them in the comment section below. And as you know, these videos are pertaining to my Canva series. So if there's any other videos you want me to create, don't forget to drop them in the comment section below. And if you want to connect with me, I am on Facebook, I am on Instagram, I am on TikTok. And my username is @IamDestinyAdams across all platforms. So go ahead and follow me on all of them and stay connected with me. And yeah, go ahead and stay tuned for the next video.